was a minute like just a month ago I brought my son on stage. At the end I was like, oh, it almost made me cry.
For the first time?
Yeah, the first
Wow.
time. And Mark and Rick, they've had their kids on stage.
Yeah,
over the
that
years.
brings me back to the first time my eldest daughter went to the gig as well. So yeah,
Like because
cool.
the bit that really got me was like tried to get him to wave to the audience, and he waved to the audience.
Oh,
and I was like,
bless
he's
him.
so sweet.
All right, so we're here with friends of Virgin Radio. Hello, Ash. How you doing?
Yeah, good to be here.
So good to see you guys. I think the last time I saw you was you did our big thank you tour the other year, and it was amazing. Like,
That was
do
brilliant.
you remember it?
Yeah, Wembley
All
Arena.
the care work,
Yeah.
the key workers, and thank you for
It was
your
the
time.
first gig after my son was born, so it was like first time venturing out in the real world in
Yeah.
a way. Yeah, and it was brilliant.
And he's, what, 2 years old
2.5 now,
Two and a
yeah,
half.
yeah.
That's amazing you didn't bring him today.
Yeah.
So listen, tell me, as a parent with festivals,
Yeah.
is it a bit of a nightmare? Do you know which ones to bring the kids to?
Kind
or
of, yeah. I
how's
would
it
have liked to. This seems a very family-friendly one, so it would have been good. But then we just want to come and have a bit of fun today. So
Yeah.
it seems a nice one to explore without having to drag a toddler around.
So we're backstage here at the second stage here at Latitude, and it's true that this is, I can't believe this is Ash's first appearance at Latitude.
Yeah, I can't believe it ourselves as well. It's like it's one of those festivals. It's one of the coolest festivals. Everyone talks about it.
Yeah.
It's been around a long time as
yeah,
well.
it's been around a long time. So it's been on our radar for quite a while to do it. So to get here this year is like amazing.
Why has it taken so long?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't believe
It's not like we were playing hard to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway, we got gratitude for Latitude.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Tell me about you guys. You've been around now for, what is it, over 30
32 years or
isn't it?
something. Yeah,
It's
we 94
amazing.
we started. Yeah.
Can I ask you how the band has changed over the years? I mean, what's it like? Did you ever think back in like 94
Yeah.
that in 2024 you'd still be loving it,
Oh.
doing it to your best, the crowd still loving and reciting all those songs back to you?
Oh, and that's crazy. Yeah, we did quite a sort of 90s festival up north yesterday in Leeds. With it was Embrace. We're celebrating one of our albums 20 years ago, and there's Ocean Colour Scene, Sleeper, and it's just crazy seeing all these people that have grown up with our music over all these years are still here, still
Yeah.
come to shows. We never would have expected this, but as for differences, I think we're a lot more civilized than we ever were.
Definitely, yeah.
We're chill, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
we still put a lot of energy into the shows and all that, but there's not as much carnage left in our wake as there used to be.
I actually got here and got up with Big Special, who were on first.
Yeah,
on our stage today, and it was interesting, just like sort of sitting backstage just to see the chaos going on up there. It's like the drummer's like he's doing like Cal's doing like shots of tequila behind the kit and stuff, and he's like
and it's
drinking
1 p.m.
playing drums is 1 p.m. It's like, yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah.
All right, rather I don't remember those days.
Do you still get the same amount of adrenaline, excitement, love when you do these gigs?
Yeah.
If you've got like a crowd and they're like going off to, like the bigger songs and the songs that everyone knows, you can't help but like that you feed off that, and then it raises your game on the stage. So then it's a sort of like a feedback loop, which makes the shows even better.
But you can get that anywhere as well. It's like it's one thing that we kind of collectively like just hate doing is rehearsing. But like the minute someone from like outside our circle walks in, like someone from management, a record company or anything like that, someone walks in, suddenly you're on your game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it changes.
It can be just one person in the room, but you're just like, it feels like you're doing a gig.
And do you, we've spoken to a few bands here that do separate kind of set lists for particular gigs, or do you have one? Do you have how does it work? Have you got a tried and tested list?
Yeah.
Or do you chop and change it around?
I was kind of looking at we did a 45-minute set yesterday, and kind of anything less than that, and we have to leave out some big bangers. We do have kind of 45 minutes of kind of hits, at least.
Yeah.
So that bit of it writes itself, and then we got 15 minutes to play with a bit, throw in a bit of new things like that. But it does get really hard if we have to do a 30-minute set,
And
that
how
kind
do
of
you
thing.
go about picking some of the songs not to play? Is that a difficult process?
It's kind of like you're thinking of like maybe some new material or else stuff that goes down really well live, even if it's not necessarily like a hit. Or else say you're playing a big rock festival like Download, and you lean on the heavier songs, or that kind of approach.
Yeah, I was just hearing about was it the festival in Norway the other night?
Oh yeah.
I mean, tell me about some of the. So tell me about this gig, because it sounds incredible.
Yeah,
so you guys were invited, weren't you?
Yeah, we were invited to play this festival in Norway, and we didn't really know what we were sort of getting into. But we flew there. It took us about 2 days to get there.
Yeah.
But we
way
were just like
deep in a
totally,
fjord. Yeah.
totally exhausted. And we're still like kind of exhausted from it now. But it was so beautiful. We were just like, we should have been like crashing out in the van on the drive, but everyone's like staring out the window, going, "This place is amazing." It's like, I want to move here.
Yeah.
There's like snow up in the mountains. There's fjords.
And the festival only held 850 people, and it was like on this guy's dad's farm. Just it's mostly like strawberry and raspberry farms here in this beautiful fjord.
Yeah.
It was like, it was crazy. And they were just giving us their homemade cider and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, so you just never know where you're going to end up when you're in
Here's
a band.
a question for you guys, because you're probably really, really great band to ask this. Do you have a favourite festival or a best performance you've ever done at a festival because of?
I think probably it's going to be a Reading over the years. We had a lot of good Readings. We played it 10 times. So I know we're talking about Latitude here today.
Yeah, no, of course.
But we can't. This is our first time here, but we did so many amazing Readings. Just especially as we were just exploding as a band. Those were always really amazing.
Yeah.
And great lineups in the 90s. So many good bands.
And in terms of like kind of one-offs, probably when we're talking about like tequila as well. I remember we did I think it was like probably about 20 years ago. We did a festival in Austria, and I think we ended up in a bar like with some Russians who didn't speak any English, doing like tequila shots all night in the tour.
Look at his face. He has no recollection.
The tour manager had to drag us out of bed. We almost missed the flight. We went to tea in the park the next day.
Right.
I think I was in bed up until about 2 minutes, on the tour bus, 2 minutes before we got on stage, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
It's one of those gigs you think, I'm never going to get through this, and just turns out to be the most amazing performance.
There was a gig in Finland. You stole the boat or something as well.
Oh yeah.
It was midnight, but it was still daylight, and you were rowing around the lake in a boat or something.
Do you miss the carnage and the chaos? Do you ever go, come on, let's just do it for one more night?
It's hard to miss what you can't remember.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the 90s which are just a complete blackout.
Also, we just couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
I
It changes, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think our priority is we want to do a really good gig and not suffer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the longer we go on, the more it's it's about the show, and it's just it doesn't matter what happens around it. It's that's the special thing.
Whereas back in the day, it was more about the antics.
Yeah. It's interesting. I was chatting to Keane yesterday, and they said that recently, they go on tour and they get strangely emotional.
Yeah.
At the fact of they have these little moments where on the stage and they just think, gosh, we've come so far and our lives have changed. You mentioned you've got kids now.
Yeah.
Do you have those moments where you go, God, my life, I'm still doing this in the thick of it?
There was a minute just a month ago, I brought my son on stage. At the end, I was like, oh, it almost made me cry.
For the first time?
Yeah, the first
Wow.
time. And, Mark and Rick, they've had their kids on stage.
Yeah,
over the years.
brings me back to the first time my eldest daughter went to the gig as well. So yeah, it's cool.
The bit that really got me was I tried to get him to wave to the audience, and he waved to the audience.
Bless him.
He's so sweet.
That's quite a moment.
And everyone waved back. Yeah, it was awesome.
One quick question, guys. Just about to go on to do Latitude tonight. Any surprises in the set? Are you doing anything? Obviously the tried and tested stuff. Anything you're doing tonight just because you're a Latitude? Tell me more. Can I ask you? I want some spoiler alerts.
Solid bangers. We got an hour. So
first time at Latitude, so we're just bringing our A game.
Okay.
I think it's every song is a single.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So it's literally banger after banger. I can't wait
Yeah.
for this. You're always great. You're always lovely. Ash, thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Virgin Radio.